Okay, so it looks like you're pretty flat on the bench, which when you're flat and you're not benching with an arch, that's all that's doing is increasing your range of motion. The idea of powerlifting, of course, is to be strong, but you also want to increase your leverages as much as possible so you can move the most amount of weight for the least amount of distance, which means it'll be like more efficiently. So, and of course it'll be easier. So I'm gonna set up kind of like you do, flat, and I'm gonna, even me being a bigger guy, I'm gonna show you how to get a better arch up on your traps, better feet placement, and even hand positioning. So I mean, a lot of people will do their regular bench press as a close grip, and that's tricep dominant, but the closer your hands are in, the longer of a distance the bar has to travel. So you want to try and get used to maximizing your potential in the lift by taking advantage of the rules, which means the wider you go, the less range of motion you have to move the weight. So I'm going to set up like you do, kind of, from what I see, and I'll show you how I set up, and the range of motion is a lot different. So check it out. This is just a flat bench right here. And I'm wearing my belt because with me being bigger, it's probably a little bit harder to see the arch. But with the belt on, holding everything in place, it'll be easier to see. So this is a flat, kind of like how I noticed you doing it. So you get down, and you're basically just laying down. And you're also doing somewhat of a close grip, which means the range of motion is that much more. So pay attention to, even me unracking, how much I have to unrack. Look how high that is, right? Now watch with my grip, which is ring finger on the line. That's as wide as I go for my comp. Look at the difference in that. That's a good 2 to 3 inches. In the rule book, it says you can go pointer finger all the way to the line, but that'll put a lot of stress on the outside of your chest and shoulders. So just find what's comfortable, but I promise you, the close grip makes it a lot harder. So this is the flat bench. This is how I see you doing it. Look at the range of motion. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you my setup. I'll be on my traps. Get on the end of the bench as far as you can and just lay down. Now, tuck your feet a bit. Push your hips, your ass, push them up the bench like this. Boom. See how much my stomach raised? So this is flat. This is flat. Tuck the feet. Watch the raise. Boom. And then when you're here, put your hands on the bench and wiggle your shoulder blades down to a peach position for more of an arch without moving your hips. Right there. Okay? And your head and neck should be flat on the bench the whole time. Now look how much of more of an arch this is. And then what I do, I slide my feet out with my toes pointed out, like that. And then I slowly work my feet out, right there. And the wider your feet, the tighter your hips and glutes will be, which will stop your ass from coming off the bench. Now watch this range of motion. Okay, also before you lift off, push with your legs. Right now I'm loose. Before I unrack, I tighten everything in my lower body, I tighten up like this. Boom. And I stay right there. So loose on my traps, hand placement, tight. It's a lot easier that way. I did a slower rep so you could really pay attention to the range of motion. It takes a lot of practice. It's gonna feel really awkward, but practice, practice, practice. This is not a race. It is not a sprint. It's a fucking marathon. Be patient, learn how to do things correctly, and that'll make you a better lifter. Let's fucking go.